So last year when I heard they were going to make a live-action Barbie movie, I thought, well, nothing. I didn't think anything about it. I had no intentions of seeing it. I figured it wasn't made for me. I figured it was either going to be made for teens, tweens, or young girls. So it was immediately relegated to the back of my mind. Then I saw the first trailer and thought, hey, wait a minute. This looks like it might be interesting. I got the elf-type vibe from it. You know, the fish out of water comedy. And, you know, I think Ryan Gosling is generally good in things, and Margot Robbie as Barbie seemed like perfect casting because, I mean, look at her. She looks like Barbie. So I thought, you know what? I might see this. But then there were some red flags. In the run-up to the release, there were some interviews with cast members that started to make me feel like what I was going to see was your typical Hollywood, perfect girl boss, all men are bad movies. But still, I kept an open mind, and when it was released, I planned on seeing it. But then I started hearing some reviews from reviewers who I closely follow, and they were bashing it. Some liked it, yes, but most really didn't like it at all. They thought it was a mean-spirited film, a bit backwards and heavy-handed with its messaging. So I didn't know what the hell to expect going into this. In fact, even seeing this film was a last-minute decision for me. But I did see it. So what do we have here? Is it a positive message for females? Or do we have a movie that's only going to appeal to woke white women living in their tiny bubbles? Well, before we answer that, let's talk a little bit about the movie Barbie. So, in this movie, we find stereotypical Barbie, played by Margot Robbie, and a wide range of other Barbies all reside in Barbie Land, a matriarchal society where women are self-confident, self-sufficient, and successful, while their Ken counterparts spend their days engaged in recreational activity at the beach. The Barbies hold all the important positions, such as doctors, lawyers, politicians, and judges. Now, Beach Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, is only happy when he is with Barbie and seeks a closer relationship with her, but Barbie rebuffs him in favor of independence and female friendship. During a dance party, however, Barbie is suddenly stricken with worries about mortality. The next day, she finds she can no longer complete her usual routines and discovers her feet have gone flat and she has cellulite. Weird Barbie, another one of the Barbies, is a wise and disfigured outcast, tells her that to cure her affliction, she must travel to the real world and find a child playing with her. Without thinking about that too much, does that mean that children play with Barbies and the Barbies feel that and act like that in Barbie Land? What about when children rip off the arms of Barbies or burn them? Let's maybe not get too far into this, shall we? So on our way to the real world, Barbie finds that Ken has stowed away in her convertible and reluctantly allows him to join her. When they arrive in the real world, however, they quickly discover that this is nothing like Barbie Land, with serious repercussions to both characters. Rounding out the cast are Will Ferrell as the CEO of Mattel, America Ferrera as Gloria, a Mattel employee who helps Barbie in the real world, Ariana Greenblatt as Sasha, Gloria's daughter, Rhea Perlman as the ghost of Ruth Handler, the co-founder of Mattel, Helen Mirren as the narrator, Michael Cena as Alan, a discontinued doll that was a friend of Ken's, and Kate McKinnon as Weird Barbie. We also have some cameos by John Cena and Dua Lipa. Let's do a brief pro versus con here. On the pro side, let's start with the acting. Margot Robbie is fantastic as Barbie. Besides the fact that, well, she's pretty hot, I can't imagine any other actress playing this part right now. I mean, she looks like Barbie. I was really impressed with her acting. Especially when Barbie starts going through her existential crisis. You can see the emotional toll it takes on the character, and Robbie conveys it very well. But Ryan Gosling's Ken steals the show. When he needs to be funny, he's absolutely hysterical. And when he's serious or introspective, it really comes across well. I would say the entire cast does a really good job. Also, as a pro, hallelujah, this movie's only 2 hours long, which is perfect. You don't need this movie to be any longer. On the con side, I really don't know what this movie wants to be. Does it want to be a family comedy, a chick flick, a woke feminist worldview movie, or just an introspective study of men and women? It does a little bit of everything. Also, on the con side, some of the dialogue is really cringeworthy. Without spoiling it, America Ferrera's character goes on a long tirade about how hard it is to be a woman. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree with her, but it just is a little too on the nose. And it kind of really puts a halt to the film. Like, I get it. I get what they were trying to say. I just think it could have been done in a less heavy-handed way. Maybe spread it out over a few scenes. So, what do we have here? Which one of these 4 things that I mentioned is this movie most? I don't know. It really has all 4 of them scattered throughout the film, which occasionally makes the story a little jarring. I think you could have done a little bit better job of leading all that together. Is it funny? Absolutely. There are several laugh-out-loud moments. Is it woke? Is it man-hating? Yeah, sometimes. There are sometimes scenes that are a little bit over the top. Is it a critique of both masculinity and femininity in the modern world? Absolutely. Because while it does point out faults with men in relationships with women, it also points out problems with women in relations to other women. In fact, in that speech that I mentioned earlier, the entire time I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, that's not how men treat other women or think of other women. That's how women think of other women. Now, I don't know if they were going for that, or maybe I just saw it that way because I'm a guy. So I could be wrong. And finally, is it a chick flick? Well, yeah, it's Barbie. Of course it's a chick flick. But, if you're a guy, you could definitely go see this movie and enjoy it for what it is. So I'm going to give this film a pretty solid 7 out of 10. If I was a woman, I'd probably score it higher, but I'm not. So I'm just going to go with my score. It's definitely geared towards women. But unlike some of my more esteemed YouTube colleagues, I don't feel at any point that it is overly man-bashing. Although the Kens are kind of treated like second-class citizens, and that's a bit cringe. You know what? Maybe you just go into this one and enjoy it for what it is. And, as always, if you like what you heard, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. More of you are leaving comments now, and I love it. I will get back to you pretty quickly. And if you did not like what you heard, I do thank you for your time. Hey, if you didn't like what you heard, leave a comment about that too. We can talk about it. But, have a nice week, and I will see you next time. Take care.